It's Adrian from Remember-Adrian. Thanks for watching my videos on what I learned when I biked across the country with my dog Ferris, which is about 4 years ago. I'm out in the wilderness today, no dog, just me, my lovely producer. One of the lessons that I learned, which I'm kind of having trouble relating, so I'll just say that right off the bat, is that when you're on that journey, which took me the 4 years, you got to take a lot of pictures. And it's important to remember where you were, as in something that you did in the past, something that you had accomplished. Because when you're biking, you're going through so many emotional ups and downs, a lot of breakdowns, a lot of loneliness, a lot of times to think, but also a lot of battles. Do you want to get on your bike today? A zipper becomes the utmost importance on if it'll close your bag or not. And it tests who you are and how you respond to that type of situation. Sometimes they're good, a lot of times they're bad. It's like, when you say you're going to do something, everybody comes out. Everybody comes out to see if you're really going to do it. And that's why I think it's important to take lots of pictures. I remember specifically, Ferris and I were cruising up a hill. We were alongside the Rio Grande. I had this crazy idea that I was going to visit an area that took me Panther Gully. I wish I could remember stuff. Panther Gully, and it was going to be at 8,500 feet. And I was like, oh, that's going to be cool. And so Ferris and I decided to go and do it. And along the way, I ran into this cool area that they had filmed some Western in. And we got out, and it was this Old West type of scenario, these little huts. Ferris and I took some cool pictures. Got back on the bike, and what I didn't know is that right after that, the road went up to a 15.5 grade, which is fucking intense, man. You know, a normal grade is like this, but seriously, the 15 was like this. I was pushing the bike up the hill in a 45-degree angle. And instead of being able to go forward, because if I went forward, I just kind of slid on back. I had to go, I kept thinking of how boats do it when they tack into the wind. I think they kind of cut like that. So I had to push the bike up and then push the bike over. Push the bike up, push the bike over. It was hard. There was a couple of times when I was like losing my footing because the bottom of my cleats don't really have any tug, and so I'm just like sliding down the hill. So you're sliding down this hill back to the film set, like, come on, Ferris, give me a little push, buddy. And you're going down, and then you get the gumption, you get up, you get down, you get up, you get down. And at the top of this peak, it literally went like an A-frame. It went up, and then it went down. Right when I thought that I was out of the woods, the road now went down in the same direction it went up. Meaning that at the back of my bike, the chariot that Ferris was in is pushing now onto my bike, which is making the back tire want to flip out. What are you talking about, Adrian? The road is steep and the road is windy. And if you're taking a lot of pictures, then when you go back in your mind, you're remembering all your lessons. You're remembering the hard times that were associated with those pictures. You're remembering the good times that are associated with those pictures. Like the lessons that you learned. Now, I don't talk about how I pushed myself up that hill and figured out how not to slide off of the side of the freeway every day. I don't have to remind myself of the times that I was fixing tires along the way. I can go back, I can see my pictures. I leave that stuff in the past and I move forward with the lessons, implementation of those lessons. The things that I learned along the way stay in the past. The situations stay in the past. What I want to bring to the future are the lessons. And not so much the memory of those lessons, but implementation of those lessons. I understand when I'm going uphill in life or in business or whatever you're doing, a lot of times the straight line ain't the way, man. You gotta tack your way in to the storm. Sometimes you have to be patient when things are going bad. I don't have to talk about this one time when I was alongside the road, and this is what helps me do this. I already know, I already got the lesson. I am already implementing that lesson. Because at the end of the day, I want to be a hard piece of samurai sword cutting to my future. Not talking about how the sword was built and how I took all this time to learn my martial art, Kung Fu! We take lots of pictures, my friends, because we learn lots of lessons, because we've been lots of places. But we don't live in the past, we live in the future. Where we are going with those lessons, how we are implementing those into our life. That's what makes us bigger and badder. So my friends, if you're gonna remember Adrian, remember this. Take lots of pictures, learn lots of lessons, but don't live in the past. Implement what you have into the future. Thanks a lot.